welcome back. So today I just want us to have some chat, little discussion on some gearbox issues that you may notice. So there is a phenomenon on some of these ZF gearbox units that are fitted on quite a number of European models, mostly German and English cars. So I'm speaking about the ZF 6 HP, ZF 5 HP up to ZF 8 HP. That is 5-speed automatic, 6-speed automatic, 8-speed automatic gearboxes. So what you realize, there's something on these gearboxes after some time when they start, when they have wrecked in quite a number of miles. Let's say anywhere from 100,000 kilometers, from 60,000 miles. So you would start noticing that these gearboxes, when the car shifts, you will start noticing some jerks or jolts, minor, like faint ones. You will not even notice at times, but when you're keen enough, you can start noticing when your gearbox would start jerking on gear shifts, especially on lower gears. Now, this has mostly affected the ZF 6 HP gearboxes that are found on Land Rovers, Land Rover Discovery, Range Rover Sport, Range Rover Vogue. These gearboxes found on some Mercedes units, earlier versions of W210, W203, that is the C-Class, the E-Class, as well as the W221, the Mercedes S-Class. Some of these gearboxes are also found on the BMW cars, mostly on the 5 Series, 7 Series, and on the X models, that is the X5, X3, and X6, the 7-speed ZF 6-speed ZF gearboxes. When they start having these behaviors, the first thing you'd want to do is transmission service and all that, to make sure that you flush your transmission and have it filled up with fresh oil, as well as a new oil pan, which also serves as the transmission filter for these units. So these gearboxes have the gearbox, and then the oil pan, the gearbox oil pan, the gearbox oil sump on these units is made of plastic, and within it is where the gearbox filter is housed. So the gearbox sump, the gearbox oil pan, serves the same purpose as the oil pan at the bottom, as well as the gearbox transmission filter. So when you want to change the transmission filter, you have to change the entire transmission oil pan with its seal and the bolts that secure it. So after these jolts come, you do the service, and then you find that your transmission is much smoother, butter smooth, silk smooth. But then there also comes another thing after that. You would start noticing that you are cruising, not on a hill, not much input on the throttle, you'll start noticing that your car tends to struggle to stabilize your speed or the revs. So the revs will start jumping up and down when you just resting on the throttle pedal just to maintain whatever speed you are on. However, when you flow it for kick down and pick up some momentum, everything is fine. When you go uphill, when you need torque, when the power is needed to go up a hill, everything is fine. But as soon as you start slowing down, or as soon as you level out and just coast along, your revs will start again jumping up and down. You would feel like the car is struggling to pick up the right gear or keep up with the momentum. So the car sounds sort of just humming along as the revs go up and down and down. Then as you step on it, they go up. So this, we have done a number of this at our workshop and realized that it's not a software issue, it's not an entire transmission issue. So that problem comes from a failing torque converter. So what happens is the torque converter in these cars starts growing weak after a good number of miles, and then it starts slipping. So when you put it under pressure to transfer the torque to the transmission, to transfer the power to the transmission, it will hold up. But when you don't really need a lot from it, you will start noticing that it starts giving in, and the transmission will feel like it's slipping some gears, not engaging, and actually it's not the transmission and the torque converter itself that is slipping. So something like this will happen. When you're stepping on it, it will pick up. When you're not, it will just be hanging about, trying to shift a gear, trying to change a gear, and the revs moving up and down, like so, up and down, but nothing moves. So the biggest problem there is your torque converter, and nothing wrong with your transmission. So when you flow it for power like so, everything is fine. The car will shift nicely, gears will change nicely. But then when you slow things down a little bit and you just want to coast along, is when now you find your transmission is not behaving. You will find like something is wrong with your engine. You will feel like something is not adding up. Your engine is struggling to pull up, to pull the weight. But no, yeah, it's just your torque converter. So I hope this helps. When you find such things, this will apply to the Land Rovers, this will apply to BMWs, Mercedes, basically everything that has the ZF transmissions. And after a while, after a good number, tens of thousands of miles or hundreds of thousands of miles, you will start noticing such things, and then you can't be able to have it sorted. So there are torque converters, operated torque converters for these transmissions on the market, as well as you can only get away by just ensuring that you replace your torque converter with another one that has not done so many miles, so many kilometers, a used one, or you can still get a new unit.